My name is Adam Rifkin. Welcome to Trailers from Hell. The movie we're going to talk about today is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The Monty Python team had a very successful television show in England, and between seasons 3 and 4, they decided to make a movie. That's this movie. When I was growing up in Chicago, Monty Python's Flying Circus played late at night on public television. I was very young, and most of my friends were not allowed to stay up as late as the show aired, and I felt very special being given the opportunity to be able to stay up late and see this show. And much of my sense of humor and a great deal of my cinema influences came from Monty Python's Flying Circus and these guys, this troupe of really funny guys. So when I had heard that they had made a movie, an actual feature-length film, I was elated. Monty Python and the Holy Grail was the first film made by the Monty Python team. It was written by them all, just like the show, and it was co-directed by Terry Jones and Terry Gilliam, which, from what I understand, there was some difficulty on the set as a result of that, because Terry Jones was very concerned with what was funny and working with the actors, and Terry Gilliam was far more concerned with creating atmospheric, cinematic imagery. The film's budget was very, very low. It was $250,000. Just like the show, they used all the same costumes from the BBC costume department. So because of the budgetary restrictions, in the original script, the characters were all supposed to be on horses. But because they knew pretty early on they couldn't afford that, they improvised and came up with the very funny joke of knocking two coconuts together, which is the way in radio plays that they would create horse sound effects. This is one of the first films that was made that was set in medieval times that, in a way, probably reflected what actually medieval times were like, which was filthy. All of the other films set in this time period were very clean and Hollywood-looking and beautiful, but this film had grime and just the actors were covered with crap and you could just smell the vermin. These guys aren't just funny comedians, they're real filmmakers. Their sense of visual style is fantastic. So most of the film was shot in Scotland, but 2 weeks before shooting was supposed to begin, the Scottish Department of the Environment withdrew permission for the Pythons to shoot in their castles, saying that the film's script would be incompatible with the history and the fabric of the castles. Clearly, at some point, somebody read the script. So the interiors of Camelot and Swamp Castle and the exteriors of Castle Anthrax and the French Castle and the opening castle were all shot at Doune Castle, with various rooms redecorated and reused many, many times. So for me, as a filmmaker, as a person who appreciates comedy, the Monty Python players, their movies, their TV show, very influential to me, and this film to me is basically their high watermark of perfection. This movie is their zenith. I love this movie. I love everything they do, but to me this movie is the best example of the Monty Python team and what they can achieve.
A picture so stunning in its effect, so vast in its impact, that it profoundly affects the lives of all who see it.